this world, there are things that cannot be explained. Things that hide in the darkness and shadows of every corner. Things unknown. Here, we take some of the most unusual and bizarre videos found online and discuss them with the world's most renowned specialists in the paranormal field. This is the unknown caught on video.
Now, I'm typically an expert in the field of paranormal activity, generally the sort of activity that one experiences with non-corporeal entities, with things that are not physically there but yet exist on a spiritual realm and can sometimes manifest their energy. The video that I've been sent here I find interesting, I find intriguing, because what's posited by those who are capturing the footage is that it is a demonic entity, which is in their backyard.
Okay, this thing is like totally creepy, like out there creepy, you know?
So what are we looking at here? Is it a person? Maybe. Is it a cryptozoological creature? Perhaps.
Yeah, I really think it was a Bigfoot creature.
But if you're asking me, is it possible that this is an extraterrestrial being? Well, then the answer is probably yeah.
Demons traditionally do fall within the realm of the paranormal as I study it. They are neither spirits or ghosts or poltergeist or things of this nature. They are really of their own sort of variety. And they can physically manifest.
I can already sense the presence. Can't see much in this video, but I can sense it. Great, deep.
I can't help it that I have this ability to speak, not just with the dead, but also with what you would call aliens, with extraterrestrials, you know?
Now, to me, in my mind, this looks like a lost man or woman who might need some help. And this guy's filming it? I mean, who's the real monster here, right?
In this case, what we have here is a demon that is sort of existing on the fringes of this man's home. He refers to it coming out of the weeds being both a term used in golf, but can also mean a lot of things. You know, there are some regional meanings behind in the weeds.
Now, some people would call that a demon.
That's clearly a demon that's hovering.
But to me, it looks like maybe it's a elderly Bigfoot that shed its fur, just like how we, you know, especially men, go bald.
Oh, this is... Yes. This is definitely an angry spirit. But if you've noticed, he's not gotten that close to the house.
This creature is trying to figure out not only where it is, but what it is as well. It's almost as if it's been, like, reborn into our world.
This living being has a spacecraft somewhere in this area, and it needs to get back to it before it's too late.
I can't quite tell from the man's accent where he's from, but I'm going to hazard a guess. It's probably in sort of the Dubuque, Iowa sort of realm.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, you're not gonna believe this. I got it on video now.
Okay, I can see where a person would see something paranormal or demonic here, but I mean, what I see, I just see someone like sitting. I mean, he almost looks like he's. I don't want to say it.
I think it was 8, and I was out getting ice cream with my parents, right? And it scared the shit out of me because the nice lady behind the counter handing me my double chocolate dipped ice cream cone, all of a sudden says, "I'm gonna slit these people's throat tonight," meaning my parents. And I look at her and I said to her, "What did you say?" And she looked back at me in shock because she didn't actually say it; she thought it.
However, he's talking to a friend whom he later identifies as a minister, which you do want to contact should you find yourself with a demonic entity on the fringes of your yard.
This man needs more than his friend. He needs God to deal with this.
He's still using a landline.
He's gonna believe me. He's the only one that will believe me.
One would think this man would have a better phone.
Very wise of him. He knows not what he deals with. It's very troubling.
So it was. I feel it was a wise move to contact his minister.
Oh, this guy is so ridiculous. I mean, go out there and help this person. I mean, this could be someone's grandma.
This creature comes to view the window, to view us as people, as much as we view them as demonic creatures.
There is something that he is afraid of. Spirits can be afraid, You think that we're all scared of them. But quite honestly, they're just as afraid of us as we are of them.
Studies in folklore tell us that creatures have this moment of confusion or disorientation right after birth. Whether it's a Bigfoot or a rake or a Kalootooka, this is when people tend to have these moments of seeing this creature.
Aliens are intelligent beings from outer space. If they do not want to be seen, you are not going to see them.
The Kalootooka is this pale, hideous creature known in folklore to digest man's fear. It's like pretty gnarly, right?
What is this guy's plan over here? Is he sick? Is he confused? Is he part of some alien invasion and he's just soldier number 1 out of a trillion? Who knows?
It was a wise move to contact his minister in this case. However, as you do see in the video, it seems to agitate the entity, which can be dangerous.
This thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike.
What's coming up?
It's like a weird, demonic looking thing.
The minister's on the phone. He's not there. So should this entity decide to become harmful, the minister is not really in danger. He can agitate it all he wants. He starts speaking in tongues.
Oh my gosh.
And that's really not safe.
Speaking in tongues is very smart on this man's part.
Yeah, praise you, Jesus. Father God, I just want to lift Rick up to you right now, Lord. I don't know why he's being tormented like this, Lord, but we know you know. And Lord, you've been speaking to him in visions and dreams concerning his work and different things, and the enemy is being attacked by you, Lord. And he's all worked up, and God, I just come against this. I bind these things demons right now, these evil spirits that are just harassing Rick and just coming into his yard. I just bind those things right now. I command them to cease and be still, be gone.
I don't think this minister's prayer is doing anything. I think what we're seeing is the Kalootooka reaching its final form.
You know, just people and creatures trying to understand one another. And it's, you know, the biggest game we can play with our lives, pretty much.
It's really annoying when I only really get taken seriously when there's been like a random animal attack, you know. Local authorities think it's like a bear or a coyote or a wolf maybe, and then I show up and have to tell them, no, it was the chupacabra.
You know, when you're dealing with demons, you don't want to speak in tongues, because sometimes when you speak in tongues, you don't know what you're saying, and you could be speaking in the demon's tongue. So,
I really think that is a Bigfoot creature.
This poor, disoriented little fella just needs to get back home.
So we do see this creature coming out of the darkness. I mean, you know, I can see that. And yeah, you know, it looks ominous.
Perhaps this spirit's house used to stand where this new one is.
what you see is this demon sort of walk forward from in the weeds. He just kind of approaches the edge of the home, seems to disappear for a bit until the minister begins to pray.
And who knows? It could be, maybe it's a mentally challenged Bigfoot, or some type of mutated version of Bigfoot.
So this guy will actually digest your fear and like use it to turn into a giant. And this guy is pretty close.
This spirit is angry. Perhaps it is looking for the remote. Lost in a sofa cushion, never to be found again.
Demons are typically malevolent, but this one seems more curious than dangerous.
It's almost as if it's someone gardening in the nude. And drunk. Yeah.
I must say, the man filming has been very cavalier. You can sense slight, frightening tones.
It doesn't see me. I'm sitting back, but I can still see out the window really good. You should see.
Hear ya?
No, it can't. But it's looking around like something out of a weird sci-fi movie. This thing is freaky. It's on video. Huh?
Not a person?
No, it's an evil identity. It's evil entity. This thing's like wicked looking.
This spirit is neither male nor female. I can tell because there is no clothing.
But it's true. Like it's just all true. I can't put it any differently. If you want to scrutinize, if you want to doubt those of us that have the gift, well, shame on you.
You know, this person does look, disoriented. And it's stumbling around in the yard. I mean, someone please help this person. This person really needs help.
I believe we're seeing a reptilian species, or even possibly a Zeta Reticulum, more commonly known as a gray alien. Just not certain at this point. Could also be some sort of mutation.
This creature can sense how brave this man is.
Dude, this thing is weird. Just
Sure it's not somebody you should call the police?
Yeah, no, it's a demonic creature. It's not human.
By the fact that he stands in this sunroom, viewing him, nothing but a slim netting. I feel like it's worlds colliding right now.
But this man is lucky because once a Kalootooka is fully born and aware, it's gonna you're done for.
I don't think it's anything but a form of a Bigfoot creature. That's what I believe it is.
A lot of people say that when they've seen a spirit walking through their house or through the park or a cemetery, they picture a man with a long stovepipe hat with coat and tails and having a cane, doing what I've been doing for 50 years plus. There is a lot of energy needed to go from the spirit world to be seen in our world. And bringing clothing along is not really an option.
There is a point in the video where the man speaks about the demon backing away and disappearing into the weeds before you see it do that on the video. Now, what I've found in my limited research in demonology is that sometimes they can manipulate time perception through devices such as the iPad that he discusses, or cameras, phones, etc. There's an electrical field obviously operating within these devices, and demons, being spiritual entities, can tap into that.
And it goes back. It just went back. It dove back. It wobbled back in. I can't even explain it.
So while the man is saying this prior to it actually happening, in our perception while watching the video in real time, it made sense.
If it's anything paranormal, it's probably a wooch. Yeah. See, a wooch is a failed witch who just doesn't know when to quit.
I can tell this creature is as well staring at this man thinking, I'm staring at an evil entity, because aren't men truly monsters?
And the wooch still partakes in rituals, all right, with other wooches. Yeah. And these rituals, they can involve hallucinogenics, all right? And that can drive a person mad.
Have you ever seen a spirit from the 1980s? Probably not. It doesn't make a good enough story. Anyone can say, ooh, I saw a spirit from the 1980s. You know how I could tell? Because it was wearing a neon green jumper.
We're about one bad decision away from having everything just crumble to its foundation.
The man refers to the demon being 35 feet away. Now, we can get our fancy tools out, our computer programs, and we can measure what we know the size of this table to be, and extrapolate from that the actual height and weight and such of the demon itself. But I don't need to do that to know that that man is right. It's very far away and yet still appears very large. So this is probably at least a 12-foot tall demon. At some points the demon appears to be floating out in the darkness.
I wish this guy kept filming regardless of what happened. To me, this is the scariest part. Like, come on, man!
I begin to wonder whether or not it is actually a spirit and not just an alien.
It doesn't matter what it is. It needs help. I mean, someone needs to go out and help this person, and I just can't watch the video.
They don't understand us as much as we don't understand them. And that's really just the biggest issue here.
So all I'm saying is you should give us a little bit more credibility. You should really take the time to understand what we're saying and where we're coming from, because we know what we're talking about.
As scientists, we have to go by the evidence that's presented to us. And the evidence that is presented to us and the witness's statement, it's supernatural.
I pray that you give Rick peace right now. I come against all fear. I bind that in Jesus' name. I pray, Father, that you just give him peace and comfort, Lord, that he knows that Lord, you are watching over, Lord. You are his rear guard, that nothing's going to come. When you lay down at night, no sudden terror will come upon you.
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
I command you to go in Jesus' name.
This thing is looking weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That is definitely an alien.
I don't want to bore you by going through all the credentials for the two individuals in this video. Needless to say, they are highly qualified and expert in what it is that they're doing.
I have seen hundreds of online videos like this, so I can say without a doubt that this is real.
There is literally everything at Gettysburg. Just, you know, pain, fear, love, regret. Just you just sense like the whole spectrum at once. It's a very frightening place. Very.
You see, what we have here is a classic setup for a haunting and an alien abduction.
Most people don't know this, but well, Bigfoot creatures, hordes of them, would fight the Northerners during the Civil War. They actually would hurl big tree trunks and boulders through the air, fighting the Union soldiers. For me personally, I mean, for what I was told, it was quite a sight.
Paranormal hotspots have always attracted UFOs. They want to know about the afterlife just like us.
Gettysburg now. Beautiful place. Abraham Lincoln.
What you need to understand is that that spirit had a very, very nasty end.
What the men here appear to be filming seem to be Gorgonian aliens.
It's a fairly simple and quick video, but astounding nonetheless. These two individuals have gone out to the famous battlefields of Gettysburg, particularly to a certain area on the fields where activity has been known to occur.
Holy crap. Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is that?
Wait, shh.
So we already know the history of where these two guys are, right? Gettysburg. And we all know a place like Gettysburg is like totally haunted. Boom!
It's a very intense place to be at, just in general, regardless of whether you see anything or not.
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
I mean, really? Really, guys? What is this? Well, watch this video again, all right? Now see how the legs disappear, all right? And then it comes back again. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me what some people try to pass along as concrete evidence.
If these guys filming the video would have just stayed a little while longer, they may have been able to capture a bagoot or a furroust, which in my line of work is a Bigfoot spirit or a furry ghost.
I was told by a ranger. It was about in this area here, Jay, that the ranger said that there's been some activities. They heard some rumors about seeing some sightings of something that they can't explain.
There's a lot of troops that left over here, so the activity should be strong.
Oh yeah. Ask the ranger. He's gonna tell you where all of the paranormal things are happening. He didn't let you guys in there.
Getting to know where the spirit is coming from. Not only will it take away some of your fear, but you won't be such an asshole about it.
I believe that most paranormal stories are not supernatural, but rather extraterrestrial. I'm thinking they're up there saying, let's give these earthlings a scare. And they do.
Being one of the bloodiest battles in the entirety of the Civil War, it's no surprise that one would find a lot of paranormal activity, a lot of restless spirits trapped, living out that cycle of their day-to-day lives at the time, unable to move on to the next realm.
These dudes sound genuine to me. Like, they're seeing it with their own eyes. This is totally real.
The fact that this apparition showed himself to these people is just wonderful in itself. You know, you can tell he knew that they'd be watching and they'd see him. And his need to be seen is what really matters.
I don't feel anything here. I just don't feel it. This doesn't mean anything to me.
You know what makes spirits really angry? Cars. Automobiles. Driving around at night with their headlights on.
You know, someone like me saying, oh, I'm so scared, I'm so frightened, can you do anything, can you get rid of the spirit? Like, yeah, I could, but why would I do that? Because you're the one pissing it off. You're going into its territory.
Now, I can't conclusively prove that ghosts exist, but I can prove that the third ring around Uranus does.
Many regard the Civil War as quite a tragedy, but few really consider that the tragedy still lives with us in these undead spirits. And I think really that's its greatest legacy and its worst.
Spirits are all over the folklore world. Like, where do I even begin?
He wasn't just some random nameless soldier. He was a person, and he wants to be acknowledged. He wants his life and his death to be acknowledged. That's what's really important to him.
I love how this spirit is just going along with its daily or nightly routine like these two guys aren't even there. Could be residual.
Okay, I have an 8-year-old who can do the same thing on her phone, and that's what they can do nowadays. So I'm just not impressed at all.
There it is.
No way. What is that?
Really? You're gonna say, what is that? What the, how the frick should I know?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
Oh, I can't tell you how many dumbass teenagers, doubters, just go to these places because they think it's a joke or because they think it's funny. No, you're actually trespassing.
So a residual spirit is a spirit that's like kind of on replay. Like, it doesn't even know you're there. It doesn't even know it's dead. It's just like doing the same thing over and over again.
It's not like you guys went out there looking for skunks or something. You went out there looking for spirits and ghosts. And then you finally see one, and you're an idiot.
They've gone out to this site where a park ranger has told them that activity has been rather hot recently. And they've parked, and they just wait. Anytime one goes out into the field to capture spirits, to capture evidence of spirits, you know, that's what you have to do. There's a lot of waiting because you're on their timetable. It's not up to you to bring them forward.
Obviously, this man, this apparition of a man, you know, walking around the cannons, he's obviously looking for his balls, his cannonballs. And he needs to load his cannon. That's the urgency you can feel from him is just he needs to find his balls.
When you listen to these two men in their vehicle and in their reactions, it just sounds a little too rehearsed to me.
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
It's recording.
And I don't buy their reactions at all, especially when this figure, you know, just disappears.
You know what that spirit was trying to do? He was trying to move that cannon around so he could blow your car to smithereens.
Now, if you believe in ghosts, then what's to say there aren't alien ghosts? Figure, if an alien passes away on our planet in disguise, when it manifests its spirit form, it should maintain that same disguise. Now, it can be quite complicated to decipher one from the other.
luckily for them, luckily for us, luckily for the spirit involved, they did indeed capture something. So about 20 minutes into their sit, a man, presumably a young man, comes walking out of the darkness through the back cannon.
He knew, the apparition knew that people were watching, and he wanted people to know that he's still out there looking for his balls.
Manning the armaments, if you will. Stuck. Nowhere to go.
Alright, we'll record for like maybe half an hour or so, and then move our Devil's Den maybe after that.
Yeah, that'll be a good spot next.
Holy crap! Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is that?
Wait, shh. Oh my god. Is it?
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
It's recording.
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
I think they're all aliens.